Hi guys, Jeff Westfall back with some more over-under guard pass on the stability ball, which we'll get to, but we're going to look first at my worn out dummy here. I want to give you a little bit of an idea of one of the things you're going to do almost right away in this second part of the guard pass. So, with a real person, you are in the over-under position, meaning your left arm, in this case, if I'm going around his right leg, my left arm is underneath this way. It had been holding initially on his gi pants. His leg is trapped between my legs. My hand is under here. The ball is just on the ground, but you really would be gripping. And there's a whole lot more mass to a human's hips, so there's no space here. Your shoulder's down on his midsection like this, and his leg is trapped. So you're up like this with his leg trapped. Now, when last we were here, I had you walk around to the center line and then make a base with your left foot like this. The next thing that's going to happen is I want you to watch how I clean off the top of the front of my right leg. I lift it around in a circle and I clean off against this leg. That's the simple move, and if you want to do that one, that's great. The more complex move, and this dummy may or may not cooperate with me here, but a human's easy to do this with, at least with a little experience, is I've stepped this leg through and I apply braking pressure against his knee joint. What that makes him do immediately is either tap if he's naive, if he's an inexperienced guy, or he realizes that his hip joint being rotated outward, external rotation is what's endangering him, and he'll rotate those toes in like this and kill your knee bar, kill your braking pressure against his knee. But guess what? That's what you really wanted, because now his knee is pointing in the direction you want it to, away from you, setting up the next part of your guard pass. So, if you can imagine, get him just right here. It's a good thing he doesn't have a brain, because he'd be hard to submit. So from here, I've stepped this left foot through, and I've made a good base with it. I'm on my shoulder, and here I'm knee barring him. Notice how my knee is high in the air, and my hips are up off the ground. Then, I clean my leg around and come under, and essentially make a shelf for his leg. Again, much easier to do with a human partner rather than Bubba here. So let me get Bubba out of the way, and we'll bring in the stability ball. So last time, we were in a position where we walked back over the left arm, we've come out this way, and I'm going to rotate a little bit, and I've driven towards my head so that my right hand engages the mat. Shifting your weight this way makes this motion very easy. With a human, you have to find your shift point too. It's a little different with the stability ball, but the fact of having to do it is the key. So I don't keep weight back here. I'll fall. I get weight here. Believe it or not, I don't feel like I'm going to fall that way. My right hand is enough. So I clean the front of my right thigh at the knee off on the back of my left knee for the simple one, and come around. For the complex one, the first thing I do is I bend at the knee and touch my knees together. Then I open my knee way up, trying to lift my foot and knee high. That's applying the braking pressure. Now he's turning his knee to face that way. And when I feel that, I clean off and make the shelf. Now that I've made the shelf, I've captured his hips. He's going to be going ballistic trying to get his hips free. So the next thing I do is I stay with his hips as he does the 30-second Hercules. And that's going to be symbolized and simulated by walking in a circle, 90 degrees or so, turning the ball, not rolling the ball. So I'm spinning the ball on the mat for about 90 degrees. Now I've taken the sting out of him. He's not trying anymore to get out. He's just breathing hard for a second. But he's bringing his hands to bear, trying to stop my guard pass. His head is here. His legs are down here, stacked up on my leg. My next movement, and as far as we'll go with the ball, is I roll towards this hand and point my thumb way down and out. And what I'm doing here is grabbing the back of his collar. And I'll show you on the dummy, like this. And that finishes this last part for the ball. Like I said, there's going to be a finishing section with the dummy. So let's go from the beginning. I'm here. My left arm is just behind my hip. My right hand engages the mat. I walk backwards, rolling the ball until my left arm pops free. That's simulating trapping his knee. Walk back the other way. Never let your feet pass each other. You can't do that and keep his leg trapped. I come over my elbow, and now I don't want the ball to rotate. So I move about 90 degrees. Now I step through. As I step through, remember my weight goes to my hand. If I'm doing the knee bar, I bring my knee to my knee, I curl my heel tight to my butt, and I try to lift my shin parallel to the ground while staying balanced. Then I come back down and clean the front of my knee off on the other knee and step here. If I did it right, there's a shelf right here and his leg is shelved across it. The only one that's important is his right leg. His left leg can't do anything. So I essentially have his hips trapped. Now I go in a circle. I'm chasing him as he tries to hip escape and bump and bridge and go crazy. I just stay tight on his hips. When I feel him settle down and tire, I figure out where his head is. My left hand points that way, and my thumb rotates out. Internal rotation of the shoulder joint, and I start reaching. Now let me show you what that looks like on the dummy. Let's see here. I think we'll get him like this. So I have his legs shelved, most especially his right leg. And I'm up like this with the pressure still going across his body. So what I do here is base on this shoulder and find his collar on the near side, right behind his neck. Now, what's happening is this hand is posted on me. This one probably as well. This is the one that's more problem. But it can't stop my hips if I do my movement right. So what I'm going to do here, while stacked up, I'm going to straighten this arm out and sag my hips around the corner. That allows me to bring this arm out and block his hips. Now I only need to beat his other hand. Which of the two things I do, whether I go to underhook control, or meaning getting an underhook and a crossface, whether I get that, or whether I get a reverse crossface, that's going to depend on what he does with his hands. This is the least important part of the series. I don't think the hand fighting that comes at the very end of a guard pass is easy to represent with the stability ball, but I did want you to see what's happening at the end. So anyway, that takes care of the over-under guard pass on the stability ball with a little explanation on the dummy.